How are you guys?
Good. I first saw you at the GCW show in LA, like way back, and I was like, that guy has it already, and I didn't know where I'd see you get. And now seeing you here, like, what was it like to go from that show, and what was that like to getting here?
That show changed my life overnight. That was until I got to AEW. I was more nervous about that than anything ever, because I knew kind of that if I did well there, I kind of had a feeling of the direction it would go, and it ended up going that way. So this past year has been crazy. It's my life has changed so much, and it's been a wild ride, but it's been so much fun. It's a dream come true, really.
Nyla, is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Obviously, your story is going to be pretty much out there, so let's just deal with it.
Let's dive right in. I almost said dive in the shallow end. Do not do that. That is the wrong advice.
Fair enough.
Dive into the deep water.
So, you've heard all the whenever transgender people compete traditionally women, you know the rest of them, how the rest of the narrative is going to go. Any statement on that? Is that conservative? Just it makes no sense.
So it's kind of wild to me, right? Like I was just I don't know, something clicked this morning. I was kind of thinking about that. You got on TV all these television shows about ghosts and ghost hunters, and everybody's like, yeah, ghosts, okay. First of all, never mind the fact that you're in like an 18th century German castle. Why is the ghost speaking English? Never mind that. But everybody's like, yeah, ghosts, that's plausible. Okay, it shows the hunt for Bigfoot. Oh, let's go hunt Bigfoot. It's definitely out there, right? Aliens. Oh my God, there has to be aliens. I know they built the pyramids.
But the discovery up front. I like this.
Right, but the second you're like, hey, I'm trans and I just don't feel right, and so I was like, that's preposterous. There's no way that's possible. Like, that is the wildest shit to me. I'm sorry, can I say that? It's the wildest boo-boo I have ever thought of this morning at 8 a.m. So there's a lot of like misinformation, and a lot of it is just people being stubborn because it's different, because it's weird and wild and zany. They don't want to learn about it, and they'll just kind of take all the crap that they've been told and just run with that. Not look at new science, not look at new studies. It's just it's willful ignorance is what it is.
So they're going to point to physiology differences that makes it like not a level playing field between genetic women and
supposedly, there are some. There are some.
You know what? Yeah.
But the science does support it. And if you're just willing to just, hey, I'm not listening to that, I'm going to go what I believe, and I'm going to put the wrong information out there for future generations to just keep devouring this, without having at the very least, the open mind to hear some different points of view.
I think that's a kind of particularly silly one, because there are physical differences in men's wrestling as well.
Sure.
I wrestle guys like 3 times my size, and no one makes a fuss about that.
No one makes a fuss about intergender wrestling.
Yeah,
like
Calvin would be proud.
All the concern for women's safety only applies to my matches. Just
there's not room for that in AEW. It's just it's just too small-minded for what we're doing, and I think it's really great.
Put on to happier things.
I think that's actually a perfect segue when you're looking back in a year, what do you hope? What do you hope to see from AEW in your careers in it? But also, is there something you hope you don't have to address in the year? Like, what are the things that you hope to see in a year after being part of this break?
Honestly, I hope the whole me being trans thing isn't an issue. I'm probably maybe the first Indigenous woman on this level as well. No one talks about that. Does anybody even know I'm black? Like, no. Like, it's, so it's like, there's other things. Like, does anybody know I like photography? I do photography. Did you ask about that? I love Pokemon. Did you ask about that?
Who's
No.
your favorite Pokemon?
Eevee.
Nice.
Next question. Anyway, but it's things like that. It's just in normalizing it. Just in normalizing it, and just the world can see that we transgender people, meaning we just want to live normal lives, be doctors, be firefighters, be a student, be left the hell alone to eat our Burger King, like whatever it may be. We just want to lead our lives.
Where are you from, Nyla?
Oh, Washington, D.C.
Jack, go ahead. Your thoughts on in the year for now?
Yeah, I kind of don't really know what to expect as far as in a year. Because if I think of where I was a year ago, I would not have expected this. So I'm really kind of excited to see. The thing I can tell is things are changing. I knew that from day one. Things are different. I've been saying this all day, but I get to ride to the ring on a dinosaur every week. And that is a thing that in other places and in other times would never fly. Yeah. But we're doing that on national TV in arenas with 15,000 people, and people love it. Yeah. And it's cool, and we do get to do that. And she does get to wrestle. We get to do what we want to do and be different. And I was saying there's not room for that kind of stuff. There's not room for any of that. Wrestling is changing, and it's up to us to decide what we want to put forward and what people want to see and people want to do. And there are rules, but there are no rules. It has to evolve. We all do. We have to move forward and create new things. So in a year from now, who knows what we're going to do.
Yeah, 2 dinosaurs.
I want to have a dinosaur.
So
a pterodactyl.
Bouncing off the idea about there might be transgender wrestling. Sorry, there might be intergender wrestling. I'm sorry for misspeaking.
No worries.
There might be intergender wrestling, but you guys will interact with each other's divisions. Are there people on the opposite division that you're looking forward to interacting with, like in terms of backstage or working with?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately that's kind of an office decision. Yeah. But I think on talent level, there's no reason. Like I don't have to avoid Jungle Boy or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, ultimately that's going to be a office decision, and just because we're where we are now, that's a tongue twister. Doesn't mean we're where we're going to be a year from now.
But will transphobia be allowed as a bit, so to speak, for the heel to play, or is that going to be completely off the table in AEW?
I would imagine that's a bit kind of...
Yeah, that's probably not even a thing. I don't even know why we're still talking about it, homie.
No, but I had to ask, because back in the old days, old prejudices were
you don't have to ask that, though.
Okay, I had to ask.
So is it more fun, would you say it's more fun being the protagonist or the antagonist?
I've only ever really been a protagonist, so... I like it.
Does it look better on the other side? Want to try that sometime?
The thing is, I've noticed I always end up getting beat up sometimes. so maybe it's a bit more comfortable being a bad guy. We'll see.
There's a little bit more fun in getting to bend the rules a little bit. Rules and bones are meant to be broken.
Jack, how do you feel about adding on to your dad's legacy? For me, he was a figure of the 90s. I was 87, so for me, his dad's image is always in my face. So when I heard you were his son, that blew my mind. Like I had a million questions for you. How do you feel about creating your own legacy, but also adding on to your dad's story?
Yeah, well, that was a big thing for me, kind of when I was starting wrestling, because I'm obviously very proud of my dad and what he did and all that. But I never wanted to be Luke Perry's son in that sense. What I meant is, I didn't want to be getting things that other people should be getting that I don't deserve because of that. And so I made a choice not to go under my real name and Jungle Boy is kind of as far away from Hollywood as you can. I don't talk, it's all that. So to be able to do that and be successful without that was really important to me. And so, just to be here and now to be able to do my own thing, that's pretty much all of it. I'm really proud. Thank you.
Looking at the brackets, you guys are doing a tag team tournament.
Yes.
You guys facing Illusion.
Yes.
Talk about that, because that's kind of when I looked at the bracket, I was like, this is the match I really want to see.
It's exciting. It's scary. It's nerve-wracking. It's a whole bunch of things. Because when I saw that too, I thought, shit, it's a good one. But then there's that pressure because I have to make sure it's a good one. So those are guys I've looked up to. I'm big fans of them, so that's cool. I get to wrestle these kind of idols of mine. It's also a challenge, because they're some of the best in the world. So it's a whole mixture of emotions and all that. But I'm really excited, and that'll be my first match on TV. And I think that's just a really, really great way for me to kick it off. So can't wait.
How are you two reflecting on your personal growth? I mean, it seems like this stage in both your careers seems to be like a really good bookmark, and there's going to be like a before and after from this moment. So at this point in both your lives, like, how are you both reflecting on your personal growth?
I think that's a great way to look at it. Like, as a bookmark. Maybe 3-4 days prior to being in Washington, D.C., to the kickoff of Dynamite, I did my last official independent booking. And I definitely looked at that as like a turning point, like a new chapter, if you will, maybe even a new volume. And from here on out with AEW, the experiences are going to be bigger and bolder, and I'm going to try to drink it all in and grow as a performer, obviously, grow as a person. There's so much in every aspect, every little nook, cranny, and corner to learn. And me personally, that's what I'm hoping to do.
Jack, have you made it clear to the promoters at AEW that you don't want that association with Dad, that you want to make sure, because promoters will obviously exploit anything to get publicity. I'm just curious if that's...
With AEW, that's never been an issue. That was more of a thing coming up in the independents. I had a lot of people tell me that like my character was too silly for their show, and a lot of people said, we want you to be yourself and use your name, and I knew what that meant. So it was really important to me to come up and get here without it. Obviously, I'm not going to just start going by that now, but it's not a secret. I'm not trying to hide it from people.
No, I understand.
It's just I don't want that to be the first, the prefix of my name, But it is what it is. I'm proud of him and all, everything he's done. So,
Are there lessons that you took from Dad, like acting and?
Oh no.
Anything like that?
No. What he just kind of
glean things from him.
Yeah,
techniques.
there's. It would kind of.
Have you seen this guy photo shoot?
Oh no, that's the worst.
Natural.
I was kind of saying this over there. The main thing, I guess, I would say my dad taught me is he always told me, he's like, be as nice as you can to everyone that you can, and that was something I was really proud of with my dad, because seeing other family, some people are not nice, and with people who are fortunate enough to be successful in what they love to do, there's no reason not to be nice. We're literally here living our dream, and always I feel bad because we've been going from room to room and people want to take pictures and all that, and if it was up to me, I'd stand here and take a picture with every single person, because it's so cool to me that they want to take a picture with me and they enjoy what I'm doing. Unfortunately, we don't have time. They kind of force us into the other room. But, I feel very fortunate, and I'd like to just make everyone feel as good as I can. Because at the end of the day, that's what's important.
And there's a story of you saying that when you were 7, basically, you told your dad, that's what I want to do.
When I was the first time I saw wrestling was with my dad, and I kind of knew that's what I wanted to do. And I remember I used to go out on my trampoline in my backyard with my sister. That's where I learned most of my moves. My parents weren't crazy about that. And I remember I was in 4th grade, and my teacher got a call, and he said, Jack, you need to go to the office. And everyone was like, ooh. And I was like, oh, shit, what's going on? And I got my bag, and I went to the office, and my dad was there in the office. And he's like, all right, come on, we're leaving. And he took me that day to my first ever wrestling lesson. I had to get out of school early, which was sick. And that's my first ever wrestling class.
Was it a local thing? Or
there was a guy, his name was Rick Drazen. He was an old wrestler from the 80s, but he had a ring in his backyard and he ran classes.
His backyard?
Yeah. Not like backyard wrestling, but it was easier for him to have in his yard. But my dad, my mom too, but they would take me every single week, pay $50 for me to take a class. You know, they've been in the dirtiest warehouses all over Los Angeles, shitty little bars and things, watching me wrestle. So my family's always been super supportive, and I don't think I'd be here without them.
Yeah. And you have like Hollywood connections. That means there's several Hollywood former wrestlers.
Yes.
Any lessons from them or any advice from them?
I'm trying to think. I mean, they're all kind of the same in a sense, and they're so wildly different at the same time. I remember going up to visit my dad on the set of Riverdale. He was always kind of bitching about, like, oh, I gotta work and all this. And I went up there and I saw the trailer. I was like, you come in here in this trailer, you get breakfast, you get makeup done with a bunch of pretty ladies around you. I was driving in a car 8 hours and getting my ass kicked to making $50. Driving 8 hours back, and I was like,
You got $50?
that was 2 years in. But, you know, I think we're just all trying to do our thing, trying to be successful, trying to get to the top. So I think, you know.
Nyla, mix it up with Kenny Omega.
And this will have to be our last question.
Selfishly, there's a lot of emotions in that moment. You know, once I get to a certain point, I see red. You know, I was a little frustrated. May have gone over the line. So on one hand, it was pretty cool to like have that moment with someone that I look up to, Kenny Omega. But on the other hand, like, why are you out here not minding your own business? Like, you're EVP. Why are you not in the back EVPing on stuff? Oh wow, that came out wrong. I did not.
We got a verb.
That's a soundbite. That totally came out wrong. But you get what I'm saying. Like it was definitely on one hand a cool moment. On the other hand, this is between me and Rio. Like, bruh.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.